Good evening and welcome to the American Sim Racing League. Tonight we're live at Phoenix Raceway. That's right. We're in Phoenix. Yeah, these guys are warming up right now, and it's good to be back in the booth again this week. And I'm your main commentator here, Vern Bradley. So you see them getting lined up side by side right here. If you're joining us, you know that we're getting down to the skinny. That's right. We don't have very many races left this season before we crown a champion. We got 8 drivers left that are going for that championship. And one of those guys is that 30 car right at the front of the field right there. That's Justin Gann. So we'll take a quick look at our schedule. We're at Phoenix this week. We got short track of Martinsville next week, and then we're going to wrap it up on May 7th at Homestead Miami Speedway. So, yes, the season's definitely getting shorter. But I'll tell you what, the competition is not. It's been hot. The racing's been really good here. We appreciate the viewers that tune in and week out. I know these drivers love to go in and reread the comments, and as they're going back and watching their performance against some of the other drivers here, we know it's a very competitive league, and I'll tell you, race after race, we don't know who the winner's going to be. It's hard to pick it. There's, so many people that are capable of winning here. And you see Gann in the 30 car. I'll tell you, that driver right there, he's really been gaining a lot of momentum lately. So he's looking pretty tough out here right now. And the 89 right behind him there, Jeff Yenish. No different. It's interesting, though. I'm watching the 21 of Todd Cray just use a completely different line. And he's going to contact the outside wall right there. But Todd Cray in that 21 car using a higher line through the corner here, driving it all the way to the bottom in the dog leg, kind of a common line for that. And just when I put the camera on him, he's going to change it up, and he's not going to run that line no more. So these guys are going to come down the pit road. About 6 minutes left in warm-up. I'm going to go get a hold of a driver to talk to in just a second. Seen Bentley Glaser win the race last week, so good win for Bentley there. That locked him into the Final Four in Homestead, so he'll be able to breathe a little easier right here tonight. Taking a look at the 24 car right there. He's the first driver to punch his ticket to Homestead for the Final Four. So that 24 car breathing a little easier than most of these guys. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a look at the points because I can see them right here. And we see that Bentley Glaser right there locked in with the win. Steve Yenish, though, right behind him, Justin Gann and Jesse Bunnell. That's your top 4. And then the 4 looking out over the next 2 races, the 63 of Johnny Avila, 89 of Jeff Yenish, 7 of Hunter Waters, and the 73 of Joseph McWhorter. But each one of those names I just put out right there that are outside looking in are very capable of winning. So whether it be Avila in the 63, the 89 of Jeff Yenish, the 7 of Hunter Waters, 73 of Joseph McWhorter. I mean, each of those 4 drivers very capable of locking themselves in the next couple of weeks here. Speaking of the 73, we see him sitting on pit road right there. One of the drivers, while we got a few minutes, though, I think I want to talk to. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go get one of the non-chase drivers here. We're going to pull him in the booth real quick. Levi Poland, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy? I'll try it one more time. Levi Poland, Vern Bradley in the WFO broadcast booth. You got a copy? I think Levi might have stepped away from the computer. Might have stepped away from his racing rig for a couple of minutes here, so we're not going to get that interview. We're going to get one, though. We got a couple of minutes here, so. Jesse Bunnell, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing out there?
Good, man. Good. We'll see what we got. Got a little bit of speed tonight. A little bit of luck. Try to get a top 5 at least.
Yeah, top 5. Keep yourself in a good points position. But if you can get up there and sneak a win away, that's going to lock you in, right?
Oh, that's what we're going for, man. If there's any chance, we're definitely going for it.
Yeah, you're and I, looking at the points thing, and that's one of the things I was going to bring up. You're sitting in pretty decent shape right now, so you just got to keep a clean race car the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. I think if we can get another top 5 tonight, top 10 at the worst, we'll be.
So what's your Phoenix or Martinsville? Which is the better of the two for you?
Probably Martinsville for me. I do pretty good on the short tracks. So, but, there's a lot of attrition in Martinsville race, too. So we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, 96 car's looking pretty good out there right now, though, looking at the speed charts. So look like you got a pretty good piece here.
Yeah, we'll just try to keep the fenders off it, see how the cautions shake out, and try to save a little bit of tire for the end.
All right. You got anyone you want to give a shout-out to while we got you in here for the race gets going?
Yeah, sure. I want to say hi to my wife, Amanda, buddy Mike, father-in-law. I'm sure he's watching, my mom, and my Aunt Lisa.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jesse, great to have you in the booth on the pre-race interview, and I hope to talk to you on the post-race as well, man.
Sounds good, man.
Good luck.
Meet you there, buddy.
Yep, good luck to you, and go out there and rack the points up.
Thanks, bud.
All right, so Jesse Bunnell there, driver of the 96 machine, watching him at the bottom of the racetrack, and there's Jesse. Good to see you in the stream tonight and in the chat. Thank you. Where's Todd at? Let's go find that 21 car. I don't think he's on the track right now. Maybe he is. Nope, he's on pit road. You see the Kitty Cat Coin 21 car sitting there. Right on the O'Reilly Auto Parts pit road here at Phoenix Raceway. And Phoenix has the dog leg. That's right. You'll see these guys go all the way down to the bottom of the track. And we're going to take a look at some of these cars as they go through the dog leg. Watching that 72 machine right there. Jerry Cochran the third, 19 of Dwayne Hunt. You see that 19 moving way down there. Pretty normal line. I don't know that it's any faster, though, when you get through the long run. So and I have seen some people running the high line here and the warm-up. But we're done with the warm-up now. We're getting just about ready to go racing right here. So we're going to get your starting grid up to you pretty quickly. Let my timing and scoring get reset. Or I just won't wait for it and I'll reset it myself. So I'll get up there to the top 5. You see these guys getting set in right now on pit road. Get a little better camera view for this. All right, your starting grid coming at you now. Starting P1 tonight. Watch out. This is a guy that would like to get the win. Lock himself into the final Ford Homestead. Number 30, Justin Gann. To his outside in second, another driver right there. He's on the outside of the top 4 in points and trying to look in. That's Johnny Avila there in the 63 starting second. Starting third is going to be Todd Cray, driving the number 21 machine, and his outside in fourth will be the 89 of Jeff Yenish, another one of your 8 chase drivers here. Another one of those chase drivers, though, going to be the next guy on the grid, the 27 of Steve Yenish, and his outside in 6, you'll find that 7 machine, Hunter Waters. So we're finding all your top 8 chase drivers. Here's another one right here. Go on the grid, Jesse Bennell in the 96 car. We talked to him right in the pre-race. To his outside in 8th is going to be the 9 machine of Adam Matz. Starting 9th tonight, the 24 Bentley Glacier, and his outside in 10th will be the 73 of Joseph McWhorter. Patrick DeSalinier starting 11th in the 93, and then 19 of Dwayne Hunt in 12th. 13th is going to be the 46 of Ray Polking, and then 14th will be the 40 of Charlie Woods. Gary Megg in the 5-car 15th, 16th, the 91 of Levi Poland. 53, Thomas McBride in 17th, Chuck Sweeting 75 and 18th. Jerry Cochran the 3rd is going to start. Oh, we skipped a couple there. I think we skipped Levi Allen right there in the 97, so the order got a little screwed up at the end, but no matter that, we're green flagging racing. Justin Gann in the 30 car with the early lead. 89 of Jeff Yenish right there. 21 Todd Cray. 7 car Hunter Waters. That's your top 4. And then the battle for the top 5. 96 car Jesse Bennell moving to the bottom. Oh, contact right there. That's going to send a car the wrong way, and that's probably going to send us under caution. So we're going to try to find the cars that were involved in that. And we found one missing a nose right here. So it looked like it happened up in front of them, though. So it might have happened up here. We're going to back it up one more time. Oh, yeah, contact right there. Turned the 89 the wrong way. 21 caught up, 9 car. 7 car Hunter Waters, couple of chase drivers right here. Lap 3 of the race, and pretty heavy damage on the 89 machine, actually. So this one happened early, and it's going to certainly could have an effect on a couple of your top 8 in points on their championship hopes. So luckily, we are at Phoenix, though, so aerodynamics probably not that important, honestly. Kind of like Martinsville next week. Long as the motor's strong and hitting on all 8 cylinders, I think you might be okay here. Go back up front, though. You see that 30 car, Justin Gann, leading the way. He started up there P1, and he's got the lead now at lap 3. And we're under our first caution flag at Phoenix Raceway here with the American SimRacing League's Elite Series. And it feels darn good to be in the booth tonight. Feels darn good. See Gann cutting to the bottom there. I think he's just doing that because it's a shorter way around. I don't think he'll be headed to pit road. Well, you know, they say the shortest way around, you're going to use less fuel, so maybe he's saving on a little bit on the fuel under caution here. You don't see a lot of takers on pit road. That's because they got a tire rule. So they only get 2 or 3 sets of tires. I think it might be 3. They get 3 extra sets after the set they're on now. Fuel run here at Phoenix, 75 to 80 laps per tank of fuel. And the race is going to be 125 laps or 100 minutes here tonight. Previous winners, let's take a look at them. Fall of 2020 in the trucks was Bentley Glacier in the 24. He's a previous winner here. Justin Gann, your race leader right now. The guy sitting outside of him in second, the 27 is Steve Yenish. Both previous winners here at Phoenix with the American SimRacing League. You see the pace cars in. We're going to get ready for a restart here. It's going to be a single file restart too. So single file restart right here on lap 5. Top 5, 30, 27, 96, 19, and 24. Once that pace car dips in, it's a long way around, but we're green flagging racing once again. Gann in the 30 car. No problem getting restarted right there. 27 of Steve Yunish trying to keep pace with him. You see that 96 car in 3rd. I noticed how fast that driver was in practice, and look at the run he's got on the 27 car now. Battle for 2nd. That battle's done. Oh, that 96, the car got a little bit unhappy down there on the apron. Looked like he might have had a couple of hands full for a second. Man, you can see how hard he's willing it. He's going to get a look on the inside of the 30 right here. Not going to have enough momentum off the corner, though. The 30 car is going to maintain the lead. That 96 machine, though, since this thing is restarted, man, he's been on the gas pedal. Looks like he's able to drive the car a little bit deeper down there into the corner. In doing that, it puts him right up there. Gann right there may have overdrove the entry a little bit. That might open the door for the 96. No, Gann's going to keep the momentum up, and he's going to maintain the lead down the back straightaway. We got our first caution out of the way pretty quickly here. I'd expect to see some green flag racing now. You see that 96 machine cutting a little bit lower line than the 30. 96 running a lot higher line in the corner now, though. And this might actually work out better. We're going to find out. He gets a little bit of a run on the 30, and he's going to drive it right to the bottom. Look at that 96 Jesse Bunnell. Power move right here, lap 10. Power move to the lead. New leader, 96 Bunnell. Back in 2nd now, the 30 of Justin Gann. These are, about 3 cars here in the top 3. These guys are in the top 8 and in the chase. They're trying to lock their way into Homestead. Easiest way to do it, win a race right here. This week and next week. That's going to punch you a ticket right to Homestead to be in the Final 4. Now, another one of them drivers battling to get up there in that is the 63 right here, Johnny Avila. So Avila's going to get around, try to get around the 19 there of Dwayne Hunt. That's a battle for the 4th position. 19 car's going to hold them off. And we got a battle for 2nd, too. 27, Steve Yunish. Yunish battling the 30 of Justin Gann. That's going to be for the 2nd position. And don't count last week's winner out. That 24 car's back there lurking, too, Bentley Glacier. So Gann in the 30, 27, Steve Yunish side by side. Gann's going to hold him off down the back straightaway. 19 car, though, he's going to put a nose out there to the outside of the 27. And now the 63, is he going to make it 3 wide? The battle's good at Phoenix already. 19 and 27 side by side to see who's going to get on that podium spot. 19 car, Dwayne Hunt, power move on the high side. He didn't take the easy way. He took the long way. Look at the 63 of Johnny Avila. He's going to try to outbreak the 27 and does it. Now the 27's going to cross him over. 24 car. He's got the best seat in the house for that battle. Now you got the 63 of Avila on the high side. The low side's going to be the 27, but the 63 gets the momentum off the corner. And he's going to take over the 4th spot, moving the 27 back to 5th. Meanwhile, back up front by 6/7 of a second, this driver, 96 Jesse Bunnell, your leader. Back to 2nd, and there's still a battle. 30 car Gann's got it. 19 car Hunt wants it. Dwayne Hunt, the 19 car. I'm keeping an eye on that 63, though, Johnny Avila. We know how fast this guy's been and how many wins he's got this season. And that 63 car is on the outside of the top 8 looking in, so he's not looking for just a strong finish here at Phoenix. I can almost assure you that driver's hungry to win. I think that 63, the driver of that 63 car, would rather just win it and lock himself in. He's going to turn it to the bottom here. Battle for third shaping up. Avila drove it off in the corner there, but the 19's going to keep the momentum. He's going to hold on to that third spot. And your battle's from second on back right now, honestly. Race leaders up there by 4 or 5 tenths of a second. So he's not driving away from him anymore. The laps start getting on these tires. So these tires start getting laps on them. And I believe we're going to find about our top 8 right here. All bunched together pretty quick, or at least the top 7. 24 car Glacier, 93 Patrick DeSaliner. He's the last one of the 7 there. A little bit of ways back till you get to the 46 of Ray Polking in 8th. Chuck Sweeting right here in the 75 car in 9th, and then 10th, the 72 of Jerry Cochran in 3rd. Cochran's got that 91 of Levi Poland. We tried to get a word with him in the pre-race, but we couldn't catch him. So that didn't happen for us. Poland having a great run here tonight, though. 91 car sitting just outside the top 10 in the 11th position. Meanwhile, up front, the lead shrinking a little bit. The 96 car, Jesse Bennell. He might come under fire from some of these guys pretty soon. Anyone in the top 4 could actually be leading this thing right now. 96, 30, 19, 63. 27, your top 5. So we've seen the 96 of Bennell get out there a little bit by about 7, 8 tenths of a second, but that's went away. Gann really going to drive it on the bottom there. Justin Gann pulling up side by side with the 96, but the 96 maintains the momentum out off the corner there. So they take the high side, get the momentum, and able to get the run right there, and look at that. He pulls out 2 tenths of a second. But Gann's got to watch out, though, because he'll come under fire pretty quickly from that 19 and 63 car. He gets backed up too much. We're working on lap 22 at 125. I was going to look and see. Stage break at lap 45. So we're going to have our stage break tonight at lap 45. We'll have to keep that in mind when the caution comes out around lap 46. And, man, watch it. Ooh. Almost contact right there. 19 and 63 getting really, really close. They were side by side. Might even have been a little bit of slight contact as you see the 27 of Steve Yenish starting to put a little bit of pressure on the 63 car right now. That 63, though, he's in a heck of a battle with the 19 of Dwayne Hunt. So Avila and Hunt just really doing battle right here. That's the 3rd and 4th position. This is what it looks like to be in 4th and race for 3rd. You hear the downshift right here. Avila side by side with the 19 car. Johnny Avila trying to get up in the top 3 right here. He's going to downshift it one more time. 19 car, though, keeping the momentum out of the turn. Avila still might have a nose there. We'll have to see down here in the next corner. And this is actually 3 and 4 here at Phoenix now. You're on board with this driver, the 63 car, Johnny Avila. You want to see who's behind him? Actually, it's who's beside him. 27 is Steve Yenish. We were watching that battle before I went on board with these drivers, and Yenish using that high side. I think he'll get the momentum and maybe the position right here. Coming out of turn 4, taking a little bit higher line. And that's going to put the 27 right back in the top 4 here. We're going to try to confirm that with the camera view. And we do. 27 car gets up in the top 4. 63 going to move back to the 5th position now. And look at the 24 car. He's going to go after the 63. Bentley Glacier driving a 24, last week's winner. And the only one of the drivers here that are locked in to the Final Four at Homestead, racing for a championship. So the 24 car, really nothing to lose here tonight. Just like any of the drivers that aren't in the chase that are in the race, nothing to lose. So that 24 car is having fun, and I'm sure he'll go up there and battle with these guys just as hard as they're battling with each other. That 27 machine, though, he's going forward. We got a battle for the lead, though. 30 car Justin Gann battling side by side with the 96 car Jesse Bonnell. That's 1 and 2 on the racetrack. We still have a little ways to go before we get to the stage break. Remember, during the stage, the top 10 on the racetrack all score points. And those points really become important when you're in the top 8 in points and you're trying to race in for a championship. So let's take a look at your top 8 in points. One of them's your race leader, the 96 of Bonnell. He's had the lead now for quite a while, and I'm sure he would like to win this thing here and lock himself into the Final Four. Another guy that'd like to lock himself in with a win tonight, sitting right here in second, that's the 30 car Justin Gann. In third, same situation. A driver that'd like to lock himself in. Steve Yenish right here. And then in fourth, you got Johnny Avila, another driver in that top 8 trying to lock themselves into the Final Four. And the easiest way to do it is to do what your driver in sixth did last week. The 24 Bentley Glacier won the race, and he locked himself in to the Final Four in Phoenix. So Bentley's the only one locked in right now. And we're just taking a look at your chase drivers. So first, second, third, fourth, and sixth. Who else do we got? Hunter Waters in the 7 car. He got a little bit of damage from that only caution we've had so far. The 7 machine did, and he's back here in the 13th position. Jeff Yenish, 89 car, another one with damage from the first caution, and he's sitting back here in the 14th position. So we're going through these, through your top 8. Who are we missing? Joseph McWhorter, actually. And McWhorter is, he might have got caught up in that now. He might have got caught up in that too. He is not in the race or currently on the racetrack, and I believe Todd Cray might be on pit road. So the 21 car is, in fact, sitting on pit road right here. You see the damage to that machine. As we get back to the front, but the 73 car, he's one of the top 8. That's your 8th driver, 8th place driver in the points right now. So Martinsville will be his only, his last shot to make that Final Four, and he'll have to try to do it with a win at Martinsville. So 35 laps in to the 125 lap race here at Phoenix tonight. Your race leader is Jesse Bonnell. I think we can do it through the field in 10 laps, so let's go ahead and fire it up and do it. On board with your race leader, Jesse Bennell started 7th tonight, worked his way up front. He's held on to the lead since he's got here. The guy that started P1, those right on his bumper, that's the 30 car Justin Gant. We go on board with the 3rd place driver. He's back there behind about 1.1 seconds right now. 27 car Steve Yenish riding in the 3rd spot. Get on board with the 4th place driver. He'll be on board with the 63 car. And that driver's Johnny Avila. Avila started 2nd. He's sitting 4th right now. And you see he's right there with the 27 car, not too far back. Go back to 5th, rounded out your top 5s, the 24 car. Last week's winner right here, Bentley Glacier. Right behind Bentley, you got the 19 car, Dwayne Hunt. We've seen that green 19 car racing up here in the top 3 to 6 for a while now. Currently sitting in the 6th position. Go back to 7th. Get on board with this driver. Chuck Sweeting started 18th. Want you to take a look at that. So the driver of the 75 right here started in the 18th position. Quick, in 39 laps, he's worked his way up here inside the top 10 to the 7th position. So watch out for the 75. He's fast. 8th place right now. On board with the 93 car, Patrick DeSalinier. He's having a solid night. He started 11th, has himself well into the top 10 here. And Patrick having a good race here at Phoenix Raceway. 9th place position, this driver, Jerry Cochran III, driving a 72 car. You see a little damage on the left front of the 72 machine, so he's had contact with something out there on the racetrack. And it may even have been that first caution flag we had at lap 3. 10th place right now, go on board with the 46 car, Ray Polking. And these are so far your drivers that are in position to score points when we come to the stage end. As we head just outside of that to the 11th place car, and that's going to be the 5, the gentleman right here, Gary May. Gary started 15th, so he's worked up a few spots here, 4 spots to be exact, get up to the 11th position, having a good race here. Then we're on board with a guy that would probably can't wait till the stage break. That way he can get a little bit of work done on the 7 machine. That's Hunter Waters. Hunter started 6th, but he was unfortunately caught up in that lap 3 caution and got a little bit of damage there, so he's going to have to overcome a little bit. As we get on board now with the 91 machine right here, Levi Poland. Trying to get a pre-race interview with him, though, but he might have stepped away from his racing rig and couldn't get the interview, so we'll go back to 14th. Get on board with the 89 car right here, Jeff Yenish. Another one probably waiting for the end of the stage break to get a little bit of work done on that 89 machine. Take a little time under caution, get as much repairs as you can done, and hopefully by the end of the night it'll, make the 89 car better, and he can get in a little better position before the end as we go back to 15th. And we're on board with the 9 car, Adam Matz. So Matt started 8th. He's dropped back a little bit, about 7 positions, and he's another one. Got the whole front nose knocked off on that lap 3 caution. So Matt's another driver overcoming damage here. We'll go back to 16th. Get on board with the 40 car of Charlie Woods sitting in that 16th position. Charlie, another one that I've seen caught up in the lap 3 caution. And then we got a couple drivers that are off the track completely. That's going to be the 73 of Joseph McWhorter, being currently scored in 17th. In 18th, the 97 of Levi Allen, and sitting on pit road right now is 19th place Todd Cray. So that's going to do you through the field right here. We'll complete that just before we get to our stage break, and we had a lead change right here. You just seen it as soon as we switch back, and the 96 is sideways on the brakes. 30 car again takes the lead. The 96 car almost drove right in the back of them. Great job there. As the caution comes out, we're under stage break. Justin Gann going to win stage 1. Jesse Bennell second. Steve Yenish in the 27 and third. Johnny Avila 63 fourth. Bentley Glacers 24 fifth. Dwayne Hunt in sixth in the 19. Chuck Sweeting 75 and seventh. In eighth is the 93 of Patrick DeSaliner. Jerry Cochran the third and ninth. And the last guy to score points here is going to be the 46 of Ray Polking. So that's your top 10 for the stage break. Lap 45 stage break on schedule. We've had one caution flag, not counting the stage break here, and that was a lap 3 caution, which affected a few of the chase drivers. So we'll have to see how they can recover and how much repairs they can get done here. One of them's this guy, 96 car Jeff Yenish. I know he's going to want some work done. Hunter Waters in the 7. He's going to need a little bit of work done and want a little bit of work done, actually. So we'll get up to the front of the field. You see all these guys are going to take advantage of pit road right here. And I'll tell you what, this one's clicking away pretty quickly. The longer we stay green flag and racing, man, it goes fast. 48 laps into a 125-lap race with the American Sim Racing League's Elite Series. And we're live at Phoenix Raceway tonight. Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast of the race so far. But it's not over yet. We still got 77 laps of racing to do for you here tonight. You see the 30 car, Justin Gann. He's going to win the race off of pit road. 96 of Bennell second. I'll tell you what, after that 30 got around the 96 car, right before the end of the stage there, that 96 had to wheel it. He was all up on that wheel to stay off the back of the 30 as they went into the corner there. And that's the thing with these short tracks. You know, Phoenix, Martinsville next week, we're going to see it a lot. Different braking points for different drivers. So the guy in front of you might check up a little bit sooner than what you would check up going into the corner. And that's where contact happens. You know, a lot of times contact will happen that way. And, man, I'll tell you, these, you know, your top 4 or 5 guys, your top 4 definitely, they're trying to race their way into that final 4. I mean, you talk about the 30 of Gann, the 96 of Bennell, the 27 there, Steve Yenish, 63 of Johnny Avila. That's your top 4, and all 4 of these drivers are trying to earn their, you know, trying to earn a spot in that final 4. And one of the guys already locked in is the 5th place guy. That's Bentley Glacier there in the 24 car. So looking at the top 4, only 3 of these guys. And it's hard to believe by the way they've been racing. 30, 96, 27, and 63. Only 3 of these 4 drivers will lock themselves in with the 24 Bentley Glacier to race for a championship when we head down to Homestead. So if you don't think that top 4, any one of those 4 guys aren't going for a win here at Phoenix tonight, you better think again. And that in itself is what's going to make the racing so great here. And that's why we had the tickets and we got the seats, right? Because this is the battle that we want to see. I see the chat's kind of quiet tonight. Chat it up. If you're watching the stream, let me know you're out there. Let me know who's out there. Let me know who your favorite driver is. Pace car's in. And we are headed back to green flag racing pretty shortly here. The pace car goes in a long way before we go back to green. And that's just the way that the pit road works around Phoenix Raceway here. Gann leading the field, 96 on the front row with him, Jesse Bennell. Green flag is not out. So I thought we were going back to green, but now the pace car is going to pick the field back up right here. So we're going to have a delayed restart. These guys can settle their nerves down a little bit. They're going to get another chance. We didn't get the restart the last time, so these drivers are going to get another chance at it here. Maybe something in the lineup order here on this restart was wrong. I'm not sure. Not sure what the delay is, but these guys will get it sorted out pretty quickly right here. Back up front, they're 2x2, and I think we might go green this time. Man, the 30 and 96 getting awful close right there. And we're back to green flag racing just like that. Lap 52 of 125. Justin Gann in the 30 car, your race leader. He started first. He's restarted first 2 times now, but that 96 car, man, right at the beginning of the run, that car is a rocket ship. But this time it's the 27 of Steve Yenish making a lot of noise. Yenish looking to the bottom. 63 of Johnny Avila is going to try to take advantage of this restart. Get itself up in the top 3 right here. I'll tell you, after that last restart, though, that 96 car come on pretty strong to drive itself to the front of the field. But Justin Gann in the 30. Tough tonight so far. Seen a little bit of smoke back there. It might have been the 19 car, Dwayne Hunt, hanging it out in the wall a little bit. It's easy to do on corner exit at Phoenix for sure. Watching this top 3, you could definitely throw a blanket over this crowd. Jesse Bunnell in the 96 car trying to get itself back up to the front. 27 of Steve Yenish would like to take advantage of that 30 and get himself up into the lead here. And we have a battle for that top spot. 30 car, 27, 96, and possibly even a 63 right here. Basically the same drivers you've seen up here since the drop of the green flag. Maybe a few positions switched around, but basically it is the same drivers. 30 car Gann started P1 tonight. He's currently P1 on lap 56. That 27 there, he started back a little bit. Now he's going to get a look on the outside here, and this might actually do something. He'll get the run off the corner, but he's got nowhere to go with it. He pulls right up to the bumper of the 30 car. Man, he's all over the back of the 30. He's going to look to the bottom of the track. This time to try to clear the 30 car. So close, and maybe now, not quite. 30 car Gann on that outside line making it work right now. He's going to use the momentum and try to get back by that 27. They're side by side drafting down the straightaway. Turn 4 here, though, is where I really see that outside line work, and I think it's going to again as Gann holds them off, takes the lead. That's going to allow that 96 to pull right back up on the 27's bumper. 96 of Jesse Bunnell. What's going on, Tommy Haynes, the bootlegger himself? Good to see you in the stream here tonight, Tommy, in the chat. Just getting the race done, getting the broadcast done here tonight. Darn good race so far. Caution flag on lap 3. Stage break on lap 45. And nothing but green flag racing in between then. Right here at Phoenix tonight, side by side for second, 96 car, 27. Bunnell just really driving the bottom right there, trying to get the run to get by that 27 car. Your top 4, their top 8 right now in points. Any one of these top 4 drivers would love to sneak out of Phoenix tonight with a race win. We'll have to see if one of them can do it. Because if this driver right here wins, the 24 car. Yeah, man, unfortunately had run into a strange situation and had to help my nephew out last Wednesday night's what happened to me. And I did see that DMS was able to get the stream up, and it looked like he did a great job, actually, from the little bit that I've been able to see so far. But it's a rare occasion when I'm not in a booth, whether it be a Tuesday night, Wednesday night, or a Sunday night. Just a very rare occasion if you don't see WFO live and me being in the booth. So this week, barring no emergencies, then shouldn't be any hiccups. Should get right back to normal. There's the 30 car, Justin Gann, 27. Steve Yenish holding on to that second spot. Jesse Bedell, 96 car in third. Fourth now is the 63 of Bentley. No, actually Johnny Avila in the 63. Then in fifth, the 24 Bentley Glacier. Benell's not letting that second spot go. Every time I turn my head, I see the 96 car either looking to the inside or trying to peek around him on the outside. So we're working lap 64 now, 125 here. Yeah, Tommy, it should. Definitely a good track to race at. I know that's one of the tracks you like, man. I think that is the 19 of Dwayne Hunt that I'm seeing. Might be setting a right rear just barely into that outside wall. He does. He just scrapes it with the right rear. Not enough to hurt him or hurt the car. Hunt having a good race here in the sixth position. We go back to seventh. We'll find the 75 car, Chuck Sweeting. I'll tell you, that 75 car looks pretty strong on the long run. Haulers leaving in the morning, huh? 75 car, Chuck Sweeting looking pretty solid on the long run the last time around. We're 19 laps into this run, so the tire fall off shouldn't be too terrible yet. As we go back to eighth, we'll find a 46 here, Ray Polking. And it looked like he was just in a battle with DeSaliner in the ninth position. See these cars getting around Phoenix Raceway. Hear all the sights and sounds here of the race cars. A little bit different camera view right there. Hopefully you enjoyed the sights and sounds. This will be your top 10 right there on the left-hand side of the screen. And we'll just move the whole thing over there. So you can see your top 18. Take a look right there to see where your favorite driver's at right now. If you're a fan of the 30 car, Justin Gann, well, he's in the right spot. Your race leader. Lap 70 of 125. But I'll tell you what, that 27 car is starting to put a little bit of pressure on the 30. And when the 27 gets there, it's going to be a battle for the lead. These two, along with the 96 car, been the class of the field so far. 96, though, look like he's fading back a little bit in this run. He's fallen back to the 4th position. He's led a lot of laps here tonight, so we know the 96 car's fast. Just faded back a little bit since that last restart. I don't know if he might have made the tires angry early. Maybe he's got a little different strategy, and he's saving on the tires early in the run this time. Might help him later in the run. We're going to have to wait to find out. Right behind him's a 19 car, Dwayne Hunt. And let's go Dwayne. So there's the fan for that 19 car. We're going to head back to the 5th position. That's where the 19 of Dwayne Hunt's currently located. He's got Jesse Bennell up there in 4th, just ahead of him. Bentley Glacier, the 24 car. Just behind him right here. 19 car, Dwayne Hunt, the 5th position. Glacier's 24 and 6th, and Chuck Sweeting hiding back here in the 75 car in the 7th spot. I'm telling you, though, you got to watch out for that 75 because as this green flag run goes on, man, and they really start putting the laps on these tires, that 75 car is going to start heading forward. Seen that time and time again. Meanwhile, back up front, still looks the same. 30 car Justin Gann, your leader. 27, Steve Yenish, 2nd place. It's going to be hard for anybody to beat that 30 car tonight. He started P1 and he's had a rocket ship. The 96 was able to come up here and swipe the lead on the restart previous to this last one, and he led quite a few laps, but the 30 car Gann got around him right at the end of the stage break there, and it ended up taking the stage win. So at the initial start, the 30 car started P1, and every restart after that, the next 2 restarts, the 30 car was P1. He's had a pretty dominant race here so far. Think about Justin Gann here. Yenish, though, in the 27, able to put a little bit of pressure on him here. We're about 29 laps into this particular run of fuel and tires here at Phoenix Raceway with the American SimRacing League's Elite Series. Go back here to 3rd. He's kind of, the guy in 3rd's kind of by his, or 4th is kind of by himself here. That's the 96 of Jesse Bennell. I was kind of waiting to see if Bennell was kind of saving his tires for the long run, but it looks like he's fallen off that top 3 a little bit. And another one by himself's the 63, and he's truly by himself. That's the 63 of Johnny Avila. He's sitting in the 3rd position. He's about 1.2 seconds behind the top 2 cars, and he's about 1.4 seconds ahead of the next car behind him. I got to get back up to them top 2, though, because it looks like the battle for the lead's heating up once again here. That 27 car, Steve Yenish, running toe-to-toe right now with the 30 of Justin Gann. And take a look at this battle for a couple laps, and I'm going to show you where your top 8 in the chase are currently at on the racetrack here at Phoenix, including your top 4 cars right now. So Justin Gann, obviously one of those 8. Trying to lock himself in, though, to one of the final 4 spots in Homesteads. Those are 27 there, Steve Yenish, and the 63 of Johnny Avila. Riding in 3rd right now. 96 car Bennell, another one of those guys trying to lock himself into the top 4. Glacier did it last week. He locked himself into the championship for. Punched his ticket to Homestead. Outside of that, we'll go back a little ways to 11th, where we find Hunter Waters driving a 7 car. Little damage on that car. And you see damage in the front and the back of the race car. And that happened on lap 3. And I'd have to say that that's definitely affected this driver's race here. So we'll find another driver in the chase here. Your top 8, 89 machine. Jeff Yinish, he got a lot of damage from that lap 3 caution. Damage on the front, the sides, and the back of the 89 car. And it's got him back here in 14th. And we've got some guys that have dropped out. 91, 72, 73, 97 car off the racetrack. Todd Cray in the 21 is sitting on pit road right here. Things still look the same up front. If anything, Gans opened the lead up just a little bit here. I'll tell you what does look different, though. Johnny Avila is catching your race leaders. The 63 machine right here able to knock off some of the time that those leaders have on them. See if we can get the ticker to work. There we go. For some reason it works if I shut that off. Now we'll just let it scroll across the top right here. So Avila is closing in on those top 2 guys. He's definitely closing in on the second place driver right here. Avila about 7/10 behind your race leader, only about 3/10 of a second behind that 27 car. Actually, he's 7/10 behind the 27 and a second behind the race leader. So, but he has been a little bit faster, and he's closing the distance here. They're about 39 laps into their fuel and tire run. And I can tell you by saying that they can go approximately, what did I say earlier, 75 laps on fuel here. So that'll give you an idea of how far they can go. There we go. Now we got the ticker working right again. Just had to slap it around a little bit. You see the intervals, how far they are behind the race leader, right underneath of their name, scrolling across the top of your screen. Lap 89 of 125 here at Phoenix Raceway with the American SimRacing League's Elite Series. And the races are winding down in the season. We're at Phoenix here. Next week we're headed to Martinsville. And then the week after that we're going to wrap it up and crown a champion at Homestead Miami Speedway. So definitely stay tuned in the next few weeks, because I'm telling you, the racing's been exciting here. You got 7 guys trying to punch their ticket to Homestead this week and next week. So, man, I mean, that's really what makes the racing great. You got so many fast cars week in and week out here that are capable of winning. And these drivers put on a great show because of that reason alone. 30 car Gann started P1. He's still P1. 27 car, though. Steve Yinish putting a lot of pressure on him this run. And those guys need to pay attention to the mirror, because I can tell you that he's not catching them a ton or closing fast, but the 63 is getting smaller in their rearview mirror. Johnny Avila is, in fact, running that top 2 down. So Avila's doing what he needs to do right now. His lap times, they're all kind of close. The leader actually slower than the 2 cars behind him the last lap. Not by much, but just a little bit. That time the leader's a little faster, but Avila was much faster than the top 2. So as these laps wind down right here, 45 laps into the run, we're going to see who managed the tires better, who's got the better tires for the long run right here at Phoenix. That 63 is just scorching some laps right here. We'll watch this time by. And the 63 once again knocking off some time and almost a 1/10 of a second faster than first and second place. So the 27 of Yenish has been a little faster the last few laps than the 30 has, but the 63 has been quite a bit faster than both of them. And I'm doing this just by watching the lap times right here as they cross the start-finish line right now. I'll give you an example, 114 to an 091 to an 090. So Avila once again just slightly 1/100th of a thousand faster than the 27, but look at the battle for the lead shape up. 27 car, Steve Yenish. 30 car, Justin Gann. I think Yenish has the preferred position on the high side of the racetrack as they come off the turn. Let's see if he can use that momentum and power his way to the lead down the straightaway. Gann doing a great job fighting back on the bottom, trying to maintain that top spot. 63, though, Johnny Avila is going to try to take advantage of it. He'd like to close in on him. 27, your leader now. Actually, I might have spoke too quick as the 30 car really sent it off in the corner. Just, 27, contact with the outside wall. 30 car's going to maintain the lead. And, man, it looked like he got into that wall quite a bit. But I'll tell you what, the car's still fast. It didn't slow him down. 27's going to fight back to the high side one more time. Gann in the 30 car has the lead, and the 27's fighting back again. He might have bounced it off the outside wall. Doesn't seem to affect him because he's still on the gas. We've seen the concrete dust fly. Look how close these two drivers get on corner exit. You couldn't ask for a better, a little bit tongue-tied right there, I don't know. But you couldn't ask for a better battle. Lap 99 than the 30 and the 27. But I'll tell you, if they stay side by side too long, we might see 3 wide. You see that 63 at Johnny Avila. He can see him. He's closing in slowly. And I think he might get there. Yenish doing everything he can to use the outside to his momentum, and I think he might do it. Nope, not yet, Gans says. Not so fast. This time, though, the 27 does have the position, and he's going to take the race lead. So new leader, lap 100. 27 of Steve Yenish. 30 of Gann, 63 of Johnny Avila. Yep, you can throw a blanket over that top 3 right now. I'll tell you what, if you were looking for any better battle, I mean, you couldn't. It doesn't get any better than what we've seen right here the last several laps. Man, Justin Gann in the 30 car really sending it off the corner. Thought the guy was going to drive right into the outside wall. Possibly even the first couple of rows of the bleachers. 63 of Avila, though, we've seen he was faster for several laps leading up to this battle. And Avila up there working on the second spot now. So as they go late into the run, I don't think they're going to have to pit again either. It's going to be really close on fuel. 27, Steve Yenish. 30 car, Justin Gann. 63, Johnny Avila, your top three. Sitting back in fourth place, about 4 seconds behind that battle, you'll find this car, the 96 of Jesse Bennell. Rounding out the top five is going to be Dwayne Hunt right here in the 19 car. And the 19 car is coming under fire from that 75 of Chuck Sweeting. One of the drivers I said as the tires wear here would become a factor. That's the driver of the 75 machine of Chuck Sweeting. He's able to work his way up a few positions, and he's up here trying to race his way inside the top five at lap 104. The guy with no pressure on him this week, though, driver of the 24 car right there, Bentley Glaser, currently sitting in the 7th position. Little damage to the right side of that 24 machine. So I'm going to say it's safe to bet that he exited the corner and found the outside wall one time or another. Go back to 8th, you see Patrick DeSalinier right here in the 93 car, the High Rock machine. And we got a caution flag. Wowzer. That's unexpected. I don't really know who or why we got the caution, but we're going to try to find out. We don't have that many cars, so a guy thinks he'd be able to find it. Oh, no. This driver right here, second and third place, 30 and 63. There's the caution, just a battle for that second spot. 20 laps to go, too. So damage to the 30 car, 63 car caught up in it. 30 car getting it pointed in the right direction, but we are under caution with 19 laps to go here at Phoenix Raceway tonight. Wow, you really didn't expect to see it as hard as these guys, and look at the damage on the 63 car. I'm trying to find the 63 sitting on pit road, and quite a bit of damage to the driver of the 63. That machine, oh. Chase drivers just not, some of these guys not having good luck here at Phoenix, and these short tracks are, they're kind of conducive, you know, kind of like a plate track. It's hit or miss. You could have a good race, or it could go very badly, and you can see the 63 car looks a lot like the 21, which has been on pit road since lap 3. But Avila's going to take off again, so the engine's still running on the 63 machine. He's got him modified now, though. Justin Gann, the other one, caught up in it. A little bit of damage, but the 30 car still up here in the top 4. 96 machine, though, Jesse Bennell. This is a driver that got up there and led a bunch of laps the second stint, so we know he's got a fast hot rod. Maybe he's got something for the 27 in these final 18. I can tell you now that nothing's going to be held back after the restart. Chuck Sweeting in the 75 car restarting in the 3rd spot. We know that Sweeting's fast on the long run, but we'll have to see what kind of horse he has here at the end as he's restarting 3rd. Maybe he's the dark horse. Maybe he's got, you know, something for him. Can he go up and sneak a win away from these guys? They're racing for a ticket to the Final Four, but Sweeting's racing for pride and for fun, so the 75 might be able to get up there and play spoiler. He takes the win away. He tells them guys, hey, you race it out in points. I'll take the win and the gold tonight. I think he's a Dash for Cash driver, too. I think I've seen something about that on their Discord. So there's some stuff going on with that, too, that Sweeting might be racing for. And we're going to get ready for a restart right here. Pace car's going to make his way down pit road. 27, Steve Yenish. 96 car, Jesse Bennell. 75 of Chuck Sweeting. 30 car, Justin Gannon. The 24, Bentley Glacier, your top 5. With 17 to go. Waiting for that green flag to come out. And we... on the exit of 4, we have a restart. Man, I'll tell you what, the 96 might have been a little bit slow getting back to the gas pedal, but the 75 and the 27, they were not. 75 of Chuck Sweeting's going to battle and get up here, and I heard some contact in the back. I see some 3 wide back there. You don't think these drivers are going after it, you better think again. 63 car, Johnny Avila stuck in the middle. 7 car, Hunter Waters right there. Avila back in the 8th position. Johnny Avila trying to gain some positions back, a few points back before this thing's over with tonight. A lot of damage on the 63 car, but that feller's willing it. '75 of Chuck Sweeting up here holding on to the 2nd spot. 3rd's going to be the 96 of Bennell. 30 of Justin Gann. 19 of Dwayne Hunt. 24 Glacier. Steve Yenish, though, in the 27 car. He's in see you later mode. You see the 75, though, of Sweeting. He's able to open up a little bit of gap on 3rd place. And Sweeting looking pretty solid here with 14 to go. Might he be the one? We called him the dark horse before the restart. Might Chuck Sweeting in the 75 be the driver to come up and spoil it for them all? We know he was fast on the long run. Is he going to have enough speed on a 20-lap shootout here, a 19-lap shootout, to make it happen? We've had a couple of caution flags now, not counting the stage break at 45. One of those caution flags about 8 laps ago. So that gave us a just under 20-lap shootout here. We'll call it the main event. Chuck Sweeting able to keep the distance about the same. 27 working a little higher line. Sweeting right there in the 75 car, not far off of him. 12 laps to go. Ooh. Might have been some contact back here. That 63's in a hard battle with the 46 and the 7. This is right around the top 10, 8th, 9th, and 10th. You see Hunter Waters there in the 7 car. So a couple of these guys racing for championship points. This means a lot to them. Driver of the 63, driver of the 7 car. Every position you can get's a point, and just ahead of them looked like contact between a couple of cars. The 24 and 93 doing battle for the 6th position. That's Glacier and DeSalinier. And Gann just up ahead of them. Gann rounding out the top 5 right now. Damage on that car. It's definitely affected him. We've seen how fast Gann was at the start of this thing and for most of the race. That last caution flag, though, did just enough to that 30 car. I think it's going to take him out of contention. And I'll tell you what, Steve Yenish is leaving no question marks. That 27 car is cruised out to 0.6 of a second right now on the rest of the field with 9 laps to go. I was expecting the gap to kind of close up a little bit. I didn't expect him to grow it. But, man, Steve Yenish finding another gear, driving a 27 car. And he's leaving these drivers here, Sweeting and Bennell, 75 and 96. He's leaving them back here to fight it out for 2nd. 8 laps to go. Driver of the 27 car trying to lock himself in or punch the ticket to Homestead for the final 4. One driver done it last week. That was a 24 Bentley Glacier. And the 27 car wants to add his name to the list and do it here this week. So Steve Yenish racing as hard as he can to punch that ticket to Homestead for the final 4. And we're about 6 laps away when they get to the line. 6 laps away from this driver making up 2 of the final 4 positions at Homestead. You see that 27 car just using a high line, cutting it down to the bottom on corner exit. And that's what 0.8 of a second looks like. That's the difference between first and second there. I got to get back here where some of these other cars are. These two battling for position and points, the 63 and the 7 car. So Hunter Waters in the 7, 63 of Johnny Avila. They were literally separated by a point. In the points in the top 8, they were separated by a point of each other. Gann and Bunnell, though, had a little bit of a cushion in the points. And both of them are still in pretty good shape up here. Bunnell in 3rd right now, so good points race for him. Justin Gann sitting inside the top 5. Gann still battling, though. He's got damage on the race car with 4 to go. He's got the 93 and the 24 closing up on him. So this thing is far from over for the top 5 right here. Justin Gann trying to hold on. 63 of Avila, same scenario. You can see that he is he's up here in the 8th position, so he's ahead of that 7 car right now with 3 to go. Well, looks like Chuck Sweeting's knocked a couple of tenths off right here. So is Bunnell. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get up there and catch the 27 with 2 laps to go. Who knows, though? Maybe we see a battle before this thing's over with. It would be really cool. Or maybe the 27's driving the mirror a little bit, driving back to him some. Taking it easy. Got it on cruise control. How can you blame him? 0.5 of a second with a white flag coming out this time. And that's going to be one more time around for the driver of the 27 car, Steve Yenish, here at Phoenix tonight. He's going to bring it down the back straightaway for the final time with the American Sim Racing League at Phoenix. And the checkered flag's out for this driver. Your race winner, the 27 of Steve Yenish. Second place tonight, Chuck Sweeting in the 75. Back in 3rd, the 96 of Jesse Bunnell. That's your podium finishers. Some of your points, guys. Gann did wind up in the top 5. And Avila is going to finish 8th in the 63 car. So we're going to watch the 27, though. Put our eyes on that race car. As he has punched the ticket to the final 4 for the championship in Homestead. So he can rest a little bit easier as he's going to drive that car to victory lane. And, man, how can you not celebrate it? Do the burnouts wherever you want to, driver. You earned it. And he's going to pull down here and he's driving all around there. He might be going to Tech. I don't know. Nope. Victory lane right here. Phoenix International Raceway. So 27 car. Victory lane. Steve Yenish. Definitely congratulations to him punching that ticket to the final 4. There's 2 locked in now. Steve Yenish locked himself in here at Phoenix, and last week Bentley Glacier in the 24 did. So we got 2 of those 4 spots filled, and next week we're going to fill the other 2 when we head to Martinsville Speedway. But we still have post-race interviews for you before we wrap up tonight. One of those interviews is going to be with this driver, Steve Yenish of the 27 car, and I'm going to see if I can find him. Clear my throat right there. We'll see if we can get him up in the booth here. Steve Yenish, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I gotcha. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, and I guarantee you're doing good.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That felt pretty good. Definitely, had to be up on the wheel on that one, and I feel like I earned that one. So yeah, good to get the win and not have to worry about Martinsville.
Yeah, you tell us about the battle with the 30 car. It looked like you guys were very, very close as far as speed goes.
Yeah, honestly, I was a little surprised by the speed I had in that second long run there, because the first run I definitely trailed off in the last 15 laps or so, and was holding up the field. I think but it was so hard to pass. I just ran the high line, and I think it was Johnny was behind me and just couldn't pass. Couldn't get an outside fender on me and couldn't get by, and I was just playing defense the whole first run, it felt like. And second run, I guess like circumstances kind of worked out where I wasn't getting too much pressure from behind, so just kind of concentrated on saving the right front a little bit more, and kind of found, I guess, after 30 laps or so there, started to feel like if I try to kind of push it for a lap, I could catch right up on Justin, and so I felt like I had a little more tire maybe. And then I don't know if he made a mistake or something, but he kind of opened the door for me to get to the outside, going across the start finish line there, and felt like I was in pretty good shape to complete the pass. And then I got in the wall off of turn 3, I think it was, but was luckily able to get right back on the outside there again and complete the pass.
So did it feel like the track might have come to you a little bit there, and that's why maybe on the prior run you were a little bit more, fell off a little bit quicker, but the track come to you more towards the end?
Yeah, it definitely may have. I mean, it looks like the sun's setting now, so maybe the track temperature went down or something a little bit. And I think I saved the right front better, and I lowered the brake bias too in the last run. So just doing everything I could to try to keep the car from getting too tight, which is what I was fighting on the first run. So it's probably all those things all kind of working in my favor to get a little more neutral of a car, and just I think hitting the strategy and putting the car in the right place at the right time definitely did well at that on that long run when it counted.
So that last restart, I know one thing that had to been weighing pretty heavy on your mind was punching your ticket to the Final Four at Homestead. And how much of that was on your mind there those last 18 or 19 laps?
Oh yeah, definitely. That last restart, I knew, looking at the standings there's most of the guys in there. We're gonna take a swing at it, I guess you could say. So because nobody wants to, like I said, nobody wants to go to Martinsville having to win, or having to get max stage points and finish well, because it's just such a wild card. So I knew people were going to throw it in there if they had a chance, especially Justin. He charged the corner real hard, which is not what I like, because I kind of back the corner up a lot. So I knew if he was close on a restart, he'd be a force to be reckoned with there. And I saw he was restarting 4th, which I probably would have taken the outside, but I chose the inside intentionally to try to get a little more buffer to him, because I knew if I started outside on the front row and he was right behind me, he'd get a good jump and he'd probably be in second right on my bumper, and that's not what I wanted. So he was the main guy I was worried about, and obviously because he showed so much speed the whole night too.
Yeah, whatever you did on that final restart worked for you, because it looked like you were able to pull a few car lengths there over second and third and the rest of those guys. And how much did that restart help you to kind of get away from them a bit?
Oh yeah, a ton. I mean, it took the pressure off, and I was able to put down good lap times after the first few laps, because honestly I kind of struggled getting back up to hot lapping speed. We had gone for on the worn tires, the pace slowed down so much. It took me a few laps to adjust, and then was getting a little worried that that Chuck or Jesse or whoever was behind me was going to be able to make a charge, and then started to kind of get the hang of it and got a little lead there, and then as we kind of got down to 10 or so laps to go, had enough of a lead where I figured I could back off and save a little tire in case we got a caution. So it kind of took the pressure off there, having that little bit of buffer.
Well, I'll tell you, the pressure's off of you next week, headed into Martinsville. Does that mean you're going to slow down any, or are you going to go up there and play spoiler?
I mean, I'm going to go for it, definitely. But definitely, it's not a great track for me. I think I said that last week. This one I wasn't sure because I've been good in some cars at this place and not so good at others. But yeah, this one came to me nicely. So I mean, hopefully Martinsville will too. But we'll see. It's definitely good to have not be in a must-win situation though.
Yeah, and thinking about that, you're a previous winner here, right, in the Cup car?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think I said like maybe a couple months ago that strangely enough, like the short tracks seem to be coming to me now, whereas the mile and a halfs used to be my strong suit. But yes, now I'm getting excited whenever we come to the short tracks like this.
Well, that's awesome to hear, and it definitely worked for you at Phoenix tonight because you're able to not only win the race but take the pressure off next week headed into Martinsville.
Yeah, sounds great.
Steve, do you have anyone you want to thank while we got you up here in the booth tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I'll start off with our sponsors, Kitty Cat Coin and Law Chevy Buick, Splash and Go, Butt Kicker. I think I got everybody there. Shout out to guys in the league for some long runs again. And for everybody sticking it out a long season here, it's good to still have a pretty good car count with only a few races to go here. Yeah, it's a shame. I think this race in some ways went a little differently than many other races with some of the big names getting knocked out in wrecks, and you hate to see that, especially the one that early on that took out a few of the playoff contenders, I think. So, I mean, that was a shame. I obviously want everybody out there to go battle it out, but hopefully next week.
Yeah, you guys, well, now there's two of you locked in, and there's going to be two that are going to try to lock themselves in at Martinsville next week. So I'm sure the racing's going to be probably, if not as good as Phoenix here tonight, even better.
Yeah, it'll be white knuckle, I'm sure.
It's going to be for a lot of guys, but you're not one of them, Steve. You can rest a little bit easier next week and just go out there and play spoiler and have fun.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll sit back and probably see most of it out the front windshield, but it'll be entertaining.
There you go. Congratulations to you once again, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. So your race winner right there, Steve Yenish. Fast race car. We've seen him in the top 3 all night and just able to get it done there at the end on the final restart. So we're going to move back to the second place driver. And I try to hit the reverse here to find them, their car. We'll rewind it, but I'm familiar with this driver. So we'll get him up here. Chuck Sweeting, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hey, man, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. You had to kind of methodically work your way up there. Tell us about your race tonight.
Yeah, I struggled in practice. The car was really tight to me. I think it was for everybody, but I didn't know that because I don't have teammates to talk to about it. But so I just kind of skipped qualifying, and I thought maybe I could figure it out as the race went on. And I got better, but I didn't get second place better. I think I just kind of got lucky with that last caution there. But it's always good to have a better finish than what you're expecting to get.
Yeah, and talking about that, it looked like on the really long run that you had a lot of speed, but on the short run you seemed to lack it a little bit. Tell me what your thoughts were there.
Yeah, that's just it. It's so tight, and I was afraid of killing that right front. But if we ran long, then I would have just a slight edge over some of the guys that I was around. Not a whole lot. I don't know if I could have passed them, but I could catch them, But I don't know. It used to be pretty decent at this track. I don't know if it's the setup. If it's me, I need to figure out. When they changed the start finish line location at this track and put the new pit walls up, it kind of screwed up me being able to properly apex turns 3 and 4 there before the start finish line. And I think that's where I'm getting hurt so much, because everybody I was around, they would pull away from me coming off of 4 there,
Right.
and I could gain it all back in 1 and 2. So I don't know. Maybe I need a little bit more time here and figure it out.
So maybe a little bit more time. You think you might have had a little bit more for the 27 there after that final restart?
I don't think I'd have had enough to get by him. I could throw it into turn 1 there and gain a few car lengths on him, and I might have gained a total of 1 car length net gain over the last 5 laps there, but he was probably not pushing it too hard, not wanting to risk it. So I think he had us all covered there at the end.
Yeah, it looked like, though, on the really long run, you might have been probably one of the fastest guys on the racetrack. So, I mean, if we could take that last caution away, would you have been in better shape, you think? Or
I don't think I could have got to second. I really don't. I think the pit stops, I had a pretty fast pit stop. Started third, which gave me kind of an advantage over the second place driver, and I think it worked out better for me having that caution. I don't like to see the cautions, but I think it might have helped me with my finish tonight.
yeah, I don't think many of us do like to see them. I do in a broadcast booth, believe it or not, because it tightens it filled up, and it's like you get a whole new heat or feature race there, Chuck.
Oh yeah, especially if it gets way strung out too far. But yeah, they happen. So it tightens it up and gets exciting to watch.
Well, you guys, you didn't disappoint tonight. It looked like you were doing everything you could to try to not just hang with the 27, but do something with them there. And what did it hurt your feelings to play spoiler?
No, it wouldn't have at all. I'm going for the wins. I'm not going to worry about the rest of them. I see they've got a little asterisk next to their name, so I know that they're in the chase or trying to get to the next round. So I make sure I give them plenty of room, race them clean, and but no, if I can get by them, I'm going to get by them. So win's a win.
You definitely race them clean week in and week out, but it looked like you and the 96 had a pretty good battle there going on that last run.
Yeah, it was. I was, I just struggled all night with the car feeling tight. I was talking to Jesse at the while we were waiting. I was waiting to come up here, and he was having the same trouble. He's just wearing that right front out. So I thought maybe I was doing something wrong, and maybe I am, but I think everybody else was having the same problems. But yeah, I gave it everything I had there that last run, and was able to hold him off. But he had been faster than me pretty much all night.
I'll tell you, anytime you can get on the podium with this group of guys over here, you drove your ass off and had a good race.
Yeah, that's very true. There's a lot of talent, and it runs pretty deep in this league. And I did drive my ass off at the end there, so it paid off for second place. We'll try to go to Martinsville and keep the fenders on it and see if we can get one spot better next week.
Well, maybe you get not just get another chance, but maybe you can play spoiler next week at Martinsville, Chuck.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Or maybe even Homestead the week after, right?
Homestead, I'm looking forward to. Love that track. Hopefully, I can feel comfortable in the setup and maybe end the year with a little message for next season for them.
Yeah, and maybe a little earlier start this season here. You might be one of the guys in the top 8 racing for a championship here, Chuck.
Yeah, maybe. You never know, but I'm gonna try to get a little momentum before the next season starts, and hopefully I'll be fighting them out for it.
There you go, man. That's the right attitude to have. Chuck, you got anyone you want to thank while we got you in the booth here tonight?
Just thanks to you at the broadcast. Congrats to Steve, and thanks to Steve and all the admins and everything for all the hard work they do, and appreciate them letting me run with them, and looking forward to the rest of this season and on into next season as well.
Well, I'll tell you, it's always good talking to you, man. I've got to talk to you a lot up here in the broadcast booth, and feels like I've got to know you a little bit, Chuck.
Yeah. Let's talk again Tuesday and Wednesday.
Let's do that. We'll have you have a good luck to you in those races too. But man, it's exciting just seeing you out there, and especially when you're racing to play spoiler with these guys. I think it makes it just gives that much more element of surprise and excitement to the broadcast, man.
Yeah, as long you just got to race them with respect. I don't think they're expecting people to just move over for them. I hope they're not, because I'm not going to do that unless I can benefit on a long run or something. But yeah, just race them with respect, and because I might be fighting them for a championship next year, and I want that
Right.
respect to carry over. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was a good race tonight.
Well, congrats to you on the top 2 finish, man. Good luck to you Tuesday and Wednesday night, obviously, and I'll talk to you soon, Chuck.
All right, Bird. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.
I was going to move him, but he moved himself. So we got another interview for you. It's this driver. He's waiting on us. Jesse Bunnell, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. I got you back, man.
Yeah, we made it. Plan worked out for us, didn't it?
It did. I told you I'd see you after the race, and here you are, right back in the booth with me. And give us a breakdown, just a quick summary of your race, how it felt to you tonight.
Overall, it was a fairly good good race. It was a good points night. That's really what I was focused on. That first run, we jumped out front. The car was great and clean air, and just almost got the stage win there. But once we got cars in front of us, there is a little bit tighter than what I expected it to be, and scrubbed the fence. They're coming off a 4, got a little bit of damage, and it just never quite was the same the rest of the night. But it was good enough to stay in the top 5 with the top 3, and that's what we needed to do going into next week at Martinsville.
Well, I was kind of wondering what had happened, because you got up front, you led quite a few laps there until the 30 got back around you, and then it was like the car just didn't act the same. I didn't know if the track might have got away from you or what there.
No, it's just got a little damage on the right front, but then that last run under caution there, I pulled up beside Steve. He had the whole right side knocked off his car. So I knew I figured I probably had a shot at him, and of course, the restarts are tough on the outside, and Chuck got a jump on me, and he got out in front of me there, and they both clobbered the fence a couple of times, and I thought, all right, now we're even, but I just didn't have anything for him. I should have filled it up with fuel there on the last stop to keep the car freed up, but I was trying to keep it lightweight, and it just was just a little too tight. But we'll take it. It puts us in a great spot for next week, and hopefully we can advance on into the Final 4.
Yeah, and I hope so too. You did what was necessary tonight, though. If you don't go up and win and lock yourself in, I mean, just getting yourself on the podium this week, and you were already looking pretty good in points coming into tonight. So
yeah, we were, and I hate some of those guys had a bad night there at the get go. You always hate to see that. It is racing, and that stuff does happen, and especially in sim racing, man, these things are difficult to drive, and we were lucky we got through it. We were just trying to survive. I was going for a top 5, and I'm thrilled with the top 3.
yeah, you did what was necessary tonight, Jesse. You took care of business out there, and I think that's going to actually put you the highest point score not locked in, other than the 2 that are locked in, so Steve and Bentley. So you'll be the highest point score going into Martinsville next week.
That's great. That's what we want. We'd like to have a win to automatically get in there, but if we don't, then that's the next best thing right there. So we'll go into it with the intent to try to win the race. I don't drive conservatively. I try to keep it up front, and then try to back off a little bit and manage my stuff. But the key next week's going to be a good qualifying run there.
Well, I'll tell you, man, I see a little momentum starting with you. You've hung out in the chase good, but tonight I don't know if you hadn't got that damage. I don't know that anyone could have beat you.
It was looking really good. That I was surprised. I barely touched the wall. I mean, I barely touched it, and I had 17 seconds of damage, and you just don't have time to fix it. I didn't want to lose track position, so every time we came in and pitted, I just took the tires and the fuel and drove off out of the pit. So I knew what I had. Even with that damage, I knew I could probably stay in the top five. So it worked out. It worked out well. But next week will be a different ball game. We'll be lucky if any of us have both front fenders left on them at the end of the race.
I don't think you need them at Martinsville.
No, you don't. I've been there and done that.
Yeah, as long as the motor's still working decent, you'll be okay there. You don't need any fenders. Jesse, I had a feeling that you would be in the booth with me. I was watching your practice times, and you were fast, and I had a feeling that you would be back in the booth after the race, man.
Well, I appreciate the confidence, man, and feel free to go ahead and invite me in pre-race next week too.
Yeah, I'll get you in pre-race, talk to you again, and then I'll talk to you post-race after Martinsville.
Sounds like a plan to me, buddy.
You have anyone you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, yep, sure do. I want to say hi to my mom, Barbara, my aunt and uncle, Lisa and John, Mike and Kathy, wife Amanda lets me come out here and play. Every Sunday night while she watches the kids and stuff. So fortunate to be able to do that. So I appreciate that. And want to thank my sponsor, VIP Tires and Service, for coming on board. And hopefully he likes this show we've given him this season. I think we got like 3 wins and sitting good in the points going into next week.
Yeah, that 96 car has definitely been strong this season, and I wish you the best of luck in Martinsville next week, and, man, take it to Homestead. I've got a feeling you're going to be one of the 4 guys racing for a championship for sure, buddy.
Well, we hope so. We just want a chance, right? As long as we have a chance, anything can happen. So we're looking forward to it. Appreciate what you do. Great job, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Jesse. Have a good night, buddy.
You too, sir.
So Jesse Bennell right there. 96 car, 3rd position. And I'm going to try to, how do I close that? There we go. So that's your wrap-up at Phoenix, really. Let's take a look at the summary. Do we have that here? I don't know what buttons I'm clicking. Nope, I ain't got one of them buttons. Oh, we don't need one. There's weather. There we go. There's our summary. 5 lead changes tonight. 125 laps of racing, 3 caution flags at Phoenix Raceway. So that's your summary for the race tonight. One of those, it's really 2 cautions because one of those was a stage break. So really 2 caution flags here at Phoenix tonight. But that's going to be your race summary. We're going to take a look at the results real quick. I don't know why I'm having problems working this tonight, but there we go, right there. I couldn't find what I was looking for. But we got it now, so here we go. Your race winner once again, the 27 car, Steve Yenish, finishing P2 tonight. The 75 machine of Chuck Sweetie. 3rd place tonight was the 96 of Jesse Bennell, back and forth to Wayne Hunt, the 19 car. Good run right there for the driver of the 19. Justin Gann, a little bit of problems late in the race, but the 30 able to bring it home in the top 5 here. Back in 6th, the 93, Patrick DeSalinier. In 7th was Bentley Glaser in the 24 car, and he's already locked in to the top 4 at Homestead. Talking about Bentley. Johnny Avila, 63, after troubles, able to bring it home 8th. Hunter Waters having early problems tonight, finishing 9th in the 7 car. 46 of Ray Polking rounding out the top 10. Let's take a look at your next 10. Adam Matz in the 9 car, 11th. At 12th, the 40 car, Charlie Woods. Gary May in the 5 car, finishing 13th. 89 of Jeff Yenish back in 14th. 15th position, the 91 of Levi Poland. Jerry Cochran, the 3rd, and a 72 car in 16th. 73 machine of Joseph McWhorter, 17th. And Todd Cray in 18th in the 21 car. 19th position, the 97 car, Levi Allen, rounded out the top 20 tonight. Thomas McBride, the 53 machine, finishing 20th. And 20 cars tonight. That was your starting field. I can't remember how many we had finished, but I'm wanting to say it was around 15, 14 cars probably. So we had a few that parked it for the night. One of them, a couple of guys caught up in early wrecks. The 21 of Todd Cray went out pretty early in this one. And we had a couple of others with damage here. Some of the points guys racing for a championship. Having a bad night at Phoenix, and now they're going to have to try to make up for it with one more race to go. One more race to go. 2 more positions to fill before we get to Homestead in 2 weeks to finish this season up. I'm Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. I want to thank you for tuning in week in and week out. Make sure that you give these guys over here a like while you're watching the broadcast. And we're going to catch you next Sunday night. Next Sunday night. I believe it's the 16th race on the season out of 17. We're going to be at Martinsville doing some short track racing right here at the American Sim Racing League with the Elite Series. So it's going to be fun because that's going to be the night that 2 drivers try to punch their ticket to Homestead, lock theirself in, and then we'll see a battle at Homestead for the final race in 2 weeks.